Hello and welcome to the final webinar of this series. Today we're going to focus on some of the functionalities within Board which can help you with the ease of reporting. Besides this, not only creating reports but also distributing them can be done quickly through Board. If you've got any questions, I would like to ask you to save them until the end of the webinar or to send them to me by email. I'll keep this as a basic introduction within 15 to 20 minutes just to give you an initial idea of the possibilities Board has to offer. My name is Sebastian Bell. I'm a consultant at Sonum International. Sonum International is a global consultancy company specialized in budgeting, planning and forecasting. We can help at any phase of the project, whether it's the tool selection, the designing of the model or the implementation or support. We have consultants available with on average more than 7 years of experience. If you'd like to know more about Sonum's project experience or the people behind it, please visit our website or feel free to send me an email. Alright, first some background information on Board. Board is a Swiss multinational with more than 20 years of experience. They have over 33,000 customers and more than 1,500 trained consultants. Board has been recognized as a tool that's years ahead of its competition, as well as being the best of breed regarding topics such as big data, performance and customer satisfaction. Recently, Board has also been named as a leader in the Gartner's Front Runner quadrant, which is especially meaningful since it's completely based on user ratings and reviews. While being a Swiss company from origin, Board is established all over the world. It has offices in 5 continents and 15 different countries. This means that support will be available at any time of the day. As you may know, the traditional approach for planning is often modular and fragmented. If you want to do planning, reporting and consolidation, there are often multiple products necessary to do so. Data integration efforts usually lead to adapters and even back to regular Excel files. Here, users are often dealing with the question of the data's integrity and if they are working with the latest version. One of the key advantages of Board, which makes it so different from its competitors, is that it unifies BI and CPM completely in a single tool. You might have noticed that traditionally vendors offer a range of different tools, which are some developed separately and some acquired through acquisition, which they then have to knit together using adapters. Board, on the other hand, is a tool which is developed to do this in a single environment from the ground up. This means that all your processes, such as sales planning, headcount planning and consolidation, are housed in a single database. During the previous webinar, I have shown you some options which will help with ad hoc analysis and enrichment of your data quality. But besides doing analysis and creating an actual plan, we also need to do adequate reporting. When reporting isn't done correctly, it might not convey your previous work as well as you want it to do. Proper reporting usually takes quite some time and effort. Today I will show you some of the functionalities which can help you make reporting more time efficient as well as more interactive to the end user. Alright, so let's now just jump into the actual demo. So here we are on our main screen again. I've already explained it in the previous webinars, but here at the bottom we have buttons linking to the different screens, and at the top we have a carousel, which we can use to scroll to the different screens and make things just a bit more visual. Right now I'm on a laptop, but we can access Board from any type of device, and in this way you will always have Board at your disposal, whether it's during a presentation on a tablet or on the go when you would like to use your smartphone. You will always have all your data at your fingertips. During this webinar I'm going to show you how we can use Board's reporting features in order to create a reporting templates which we can refresh directly from the Board database. First, let me show you an in-Board reporting possibility, and for this we're going to have a look at the reporting book. Alright, so here we have a reporting book. The reporting book is a nice way to visualize the data in combination with text or interactive graphs and charts. When doing in-Board reporting, we still have all the functionalities which we expect from any of the Board objects in the screens we've seen before. This means we can still drill down into the numbers or change layouts. We can switch axes, dimensions, and we can even add calculation into data views. All if we have the rights to do so, of course. Here on the left we have a text which we can update as many times as we like. Just like changing the layouts of the graphs and the tables, we can set security profiles which will either allow users to make changes or not. By using this way of reporting, we can distribute the booklet to any of the Board users simply by giving them access to this screen. You will notice that you will get quickly more accustomed to using Board and will use it for more and more of your processes, whether it's planning, consolidation, or reporting. Here on the right we have a bubble chart which indicates the sales amount combined with the margin percentage per customers. We still have all the functionalities, so if we hover over the bubbles we can see which client is responsible for which sales amount and which margin percentage. More interestingly, we still have all the drill down functions which I've already shown you in the previous webinar, but if we right click you can see we can drill down on any of the related entities. In this case, let's for example do customer. We can see, oh, I should have picked salesman because we already know this is Davies Healthcare. If we pick salesman, we see that Mayor is servicing this customer. Now for example, we can do an even further drill on product and see which products they're buying from this salesman, even with the traditional layout with the margin percentage. In this way, even though we have a report, we still have all the ad hoc analysis functions which we're used to have board in the other screens. Alright, so Board has the ability to update a report straight from the database. This works with any of the Microsoft Office file types, and it doesn't matter whether this is Word, Excel or PowerPoint. We can also create standard reports, for example, which we send out every month as an update on the performance for that period. The standard report we create we can update every time at the click of a button. I'm going to show you an example of this right now. So first I export the booklet we have to Excel, or to Word I mean. Here you see we have the same text and the same objects as in our reporting book. Right now we see a static Word document, which means we can share that with any of our colleagues without them having to access Board themselves. The difference comes that we here have a tab to connect to Board, and if we do so using the same credentials we have for the model, we can see that the icons at the top will light up. Right now we have the possibility to use any of the objects we know from the Board client. This could be a data view, a chart, or even any of the maps. But besides this, we can also edit our data views and graphs. For example, if I select our bubble chart, you see we can click the edit button. If we do so, we see a preview of our bubble chart, and here we can change our layouts. Now for example, if I would like to change the dimension or the measures, I can change the axis. So for example, we can switch customers with product groups, and if we click OK, we see an example of the chart that we've created. Now I might want to add some labels to see which bubble represents what. And here I can turn on the screen bubbles, the screen labels, and when I click OK, I see I've created a new chart with the same cubes, now with labels. If we click OK again, it will update straight in the document, and now all that's left to do is do a refresh, and all of the document or all of the objects will update straight from the Board database, so we're sure we're dealing with the latest data. When we click refresh, we will get a pop-up message saying our refresh completed successfully. We're now sure that everything is up to date. Alright, so much for the Word template. I hope you get an idea how we can use a predetermined Word template, which we can update at any time. Show you one more thing. We can disconnect from the Board database, and now we're back to having static Word documents, which we can share with any of our colleagues without them needing to access Board again, of course. Alright, I would like to show you one more way we can do this also in PowerPoint. For this I have to go to a different screen, our main screen again. Here you can see we click and open the screens through the carousel. So here we have an export to PowerPoint functionality, which I put in here. Click edit, and now our screen opens in Excel, and here we have the same data view as in the previous screen, and here again we can connect to Board using the same credentials, and just like the other bubble chart, this data view we can update. And for example, we would like to see something different on the axis again. Instead of years, we can put quarters. It's as simple as dragging and dropping and clicking OK. Now here we get a preview, and if we accept this, it will show like this on our PowerPoint. So we can add objects, but we can also change them, and of course at any time refresh them straight from the database. Alright, let me close this up. And as a final function I would like to show you is a help with the report, with the distribution of our reports. For this we use our broadcast function within Board. And let me go to a screen I've created for this. It's called the broadcasting demo. So here we have a broadcasting screen. It consists of different objects, and all of these objects will be shown in the file we create for them. So I'm going to quickly go through how we set this up and how we can make a selection on the context based on a certain condition. So all these objects will be put in a file. This can be a Microsoft Office file, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. It could also be, for example, a PDF or a rich text file. Now here it comes a bit more technical, but I've created an email cube with all of our email addresses, which I'm going to show you quickly in a data view, just to show you how it's built up. So here I select my emails. Okay, let's enable the data entry so we can make changes to it. I'm going to put the regions in the row because this is the criteria I would like to make the selection on when sending reports. I'm going to turn on the split and splat because we're not entering data on the lowest level but on the regions. And in this case, the lowest level would be cities. Now if we click OK, we see that for each of the regions I've currently inserted my own email, but of course we can change it however we like. For example, we can remove this and put something different. Now of course it could be that we're dealing with a lot of emails. In this case we can use the data reader so we don't have to manually input them one by one. Anyhow, now that we got our email cube, we can go back to the broadcasting screen, and here we have to attach this email cube to one of our data views, one of our objects. In this case I connected it to this one. So here you see our two blocks, our sales and our budget sales. We have a calculation for the variance percentage, first in the number and then as a percentage. And then you can see I've connected my email cube, and after this my condition. Because besides just simply emailing to everybody, we can link a condition to this. And in this case I've said if D is smaller than 7, where D is the variance percentage, if it's smaller than 7, then use my email cube, and else do nothing. So you can see we can easily add a simple condition, and we can add more of course as well, depending on your requirements. So we click OK, OK, and now let me just send this report real quick. We do this by clicking the Send Report button, and the process will run. First he's going to ask us for confirmation. Do I want to send this report? I do. And then a little pop-up shows up with the status of our broadcasting service. Let me just show you real quick how this process is built up, which is pretty straightforward. We just connected a procedure to this button, in this case the broadcasting procedure. And here we have our pop-up screen asking if we're sure we want to send this report, and then our actual process, and then a confirmation of it being completed. So if I click on the broadcast process, we can see we have a reporting tab here where we can export to a regular file, or we can send it to an email. Here I've selected PDF. We select the screen we would like to send, in this case the broadcasting demo screen. The data view, which contains our blocks for the email list and our condition. And then the address block, we don't link directly to our email cube, but to the condition we've set up. So in this case, if it's below the certain variance percentage. We can set up an email body, which will be shown in the email address, in the email as a text. And finally, there is a directory where the email is saved. Alright, so here we have the confirmation message. When we click OK, and I go to my email, I should receive our broadcasting demo mail. So here you can see we have our text and we have the PDF file which contains the screen with all of the objects. I just want you to remember that just like any of the other screens of Board, everything can be completely customized, just like the objects we would like to send and the conditions we would like to send them to. Everything can be adjusted to your needs. Alright, with this I would like to conclude this webinar. As a summary, there are multiple ways of doing reporting within Board. We can do this in Board using the reporting booklet, but we can also use Microsoft Office applications and even PDF and other formats. We can set up templates which we can directly update from the Board database, which in turn we can pull offline and distribute to anybody we like without them having to access Board themselves. And finally, we can set up reports within Board, which we then distribute based on conditions and security profiles. I will now give a moment for questions, but of course you can reach me at any time. I hope I've given you a better idea of the possibilities for reporting within Board. Of course, the things I've shown you are quite general. If you'd like to know how we can deal with your specific reporting challenges, just send me an email or contact me by LinkedIn. Alright, so if there are no questions, I would like to thank you once more for your time, and please don't hesitate to contact me at any time, which is completely freely. With this, I would like to end this demo, and I would like to wish you a very nice day and thank you for your attention. Thank you and bye-bye.